Things are working. Things are grooving.
Okay, so we're talking all things SEO,
Yes.
and we're gonna keep it at like I'm a 10-year-old
Okay.
because I've tried learning about this stuff, and it's always like there's a lot of like lingo.
There's a lot of lingo.
Yeah, and it always like intimidates me, and then I'm just like, uh, so let's just try to speak normally.
Great. I'm actually just going to let Google speak for itself. Like this is all about search engine, and Google is the search engine. And so Google, we're just going to look at results and see what comes up.
Okay.
Trust me. That was it was a skeptical okay. You're like, oh no, I don't trust this guy.
No,
What's
I
he
trust
selling?
you. I trust you. I'm just like Google, like it's fine. It's all good. It's the world we live in.
It is the world we live in. Yeah, late stage capitalistic hellscape is what we're in right now. So just doing the best we can, one clean house at a time.
Okay, so first off, search engine optimization is about getting your website to show up on Google.
No, that is incorrect. It's simply getting your business to be present, not necessarily your website. So one of the big things that I want to kind of like, I want to disabuse people of this notion. It's not all about your website.
Okay.
What we're doing here with search engine optimization is we're just trying to get you as a business, the name of your business, whatever that method of your business appearing on the interwebs is, we want Google to see that, to identify it, to pick it up. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. You want to jump into this now?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen. What I'm going to do, Jen, is I'm going to start Googling as if I have a home here in my local area
Okay.
and I'm searching for a cleaner. Okay. That's where the vast majority of your leads are starting. They're in this space, they're in this mindset where I need to find somebody. How am I going to find them? I'm just going to go to Google. Now, just a couple of disclaimers right off. I am using my logged in version of Google. So Google knows who I am. It knows where I am. It knows what I typically search for. And that's the thing to understand about search engine optimization. It's highly unique. So the results, obviously, that you are going to get, Jen, are going to be different from what I'm going to get, not just because you live on Victoria Island in Canada, BC, and I live on the East Coast. It's not just that, it's our search habits. It's how old we are. It's what we typically gravitate towards. Google wants us to engage, and Google knows us because we're logged in. We've been doing this for a while. And so they're going to target those results, not just for our location, but also for our particular interests. Okay. And that's something that's a lot of people don't realize. They're like, Google, garbage in, garbage out, you get the results. Everybody kind of sees the same stuff. It's not the case. So that's one thing that we need to be aware of. The other thing is I am not going incognito here because I want Google to know me. That's
Okay.
fine. I am a consumer, I'm a customer. And when I go incognito, that does something to the search engines where they identify my location simply based on my internet service provider and they think I'm in Charlotte. I'm not in Charlotte. I'm in Greenville. Charlotte is 90 miles away. So that's why we're kind of keeping it super local. So here we go. We're at Google and I'm just going to simply type in what anybody in my area looking for a cleaning company we're doing. And we're gonna look at a variety of phrases here. Okay.
Okay.
Cleaning companies near me. Woohoo! Here we go. Now, let's
Molly May.
talk Molly Maids. Everybody loves Molly Maids. They're always at the top of the search engines. Oh, I get it. Okay. Now, let's walk. I want to walk you through this though, because this is in SEO lingo, this is the SERP. The SERP stands for Search Engine Results Page. And you can tell a lot about what Google wants by what Google puts on this page. Google wants money. Okay. Google wants a lot of money. And so you can see here, these are sponsored results for the most part. And that's what's going to be at the top of the page. The real money, though, the real money is the local pack.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. That's where everybody's fighting to be. And that local pack is changing on the regular. It's not always going to be the same three that are at the top.
Yeah.
Google does it for a variety of reasons. First, they want to figure out what people are going to click on. Also, they're favoring certain companies over others based on time of day, believe it or not. Opening hours, closing hours, holiday hours, etc.
Okay.
They're also obviously prioritizing companies that have a lot of reviews. Not necessarily 5-star reviews either.
But look
Go
at
ahead.
this one, the one on top only has 65.
Exactly. So we want to dig into that and figure out, okay, why are they the one on top, whereas Clean Verde has 222 and below that it's 101.
5-star, 222 5-star reviews.
Yes.
That's
You
crazy.
sound surprised.
That's really good. That's a very high rating. That's
It
really
is.
good.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's just dive into the website. So this is what Google gave us. So we're going to click website. I want to go to your website. Okay, let's judge this website. Jen, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You think it's a good website or a bad website?
I mean, it looks fine. It's a little hard to read the South Carolina area, like, it's, like, kind of funny, but
That is a little janky. Yep.
I can tell where it is. It's a cleaning company. What do you think of it?
So I'm going to judge this based on simply aesthetics.
Yeah.
First of all, I see it kind of a cool house, maybe,
Very
but then
nice
there's
house.
janky white text. It's a little hard
Exactly.
to read.
Yeah.
And I'm getting mixed messages because they give me 2 phone numbers.
Whoo, true.
What's with the 2 phone numbers? It's important to know that when you are presenting your customers, potential customers, with an option, there's only one option. You can only do one thing. And I'm going to show you a couple of websites where that's evidently, which is very evident. Here we have 2 phone numbers. I do not recommend that.
Why did
If
they
you
do it?
have locations, possibly,
But
or
they have the
offices,
same area code.
but there's no, yeah, it's the same area code. It could be different. Like it's confusing.
Mhm.
Let's face it. Now, I'm going to stop here for a minute to talk about website functionality. Like, what is your website supposed to do? Let's just take it at a very top level. You
Mhm.
want to get leads, right? Now, it's very difficult to get leads unless you have some sort of mechanism for capturing those leads. Right
Yes.
here, it's a little weak because we just have a couple of phone numbers and we're not sure which one to call. So that right off the bat, that's giving me some little like weird vibes. So I don't know how I feel about that. But also on your website, you want to make it excruciatingly clear what it is you do. People need to be hit in the face with that right away. It should not take 3 seconds. It should not take 1 second. It
Okay.
should be an instantaneous mental responses. These people clean houses. That's very, very important. And the way that you're going to be able to assess whether or not a website like this is doing things right is, don't get scared, but I'm going to go into the source code of the website. Okay.
How did you
Yeah,
do that?
it's just a keyboard shortcut. That's what you get for doing 15 years of SEO. So here I looked at their title because the title tag is what Google really wants when they're looking at a website. And these people have a title tag, home dash, and then that's not so good. And then this is good. Carmen's Janitorial Cleaning Services, Greenville, South Carolina. I say that's good, especially for this part. So that's your title tag. Now, when you're working on your website, whether it's Wix, Squarespace, whatever you have, WordPress, make sure that you have a nice title tag that says something like cleaning service your city. Don't
Yeah.
get fancy and don't get long. Just say, we clean houses in Oakville, right? Or cleaning service Greenville, South Carolina. Just make it super simple. That's your title tag. That's Google's #1 signal on the web, on your website, what you do, and therefore they're gonna put you to the top. Okay. The next thing I'm gonna look at on the source code is any header tags. So a lot of times websites have a kind of a different way of doing this. So this is what's called a H1, and they're doing it well here because this is another tag that Google looks at when they're trying to be like, is this website legit? Is it good? And what do they do? So South Carolina area's house and business cleaning experts. A little wordy, not necessarily meant for humans to read, but the search engine is jumping on that and they're like, yes, this is good. We understand this and we're going to rank these people. Let's go back to the website itself. What I want to see here, and I haven't seen it yet, is I want to see the name of the city that I live in.
Yes,
Okay.
it just has the state.
Exactly, which is a little difficult. Now, the fact I haven't, okay, this is the first time in my life that I've seen this website. Okay. So I have no preconceived notions of what's going to be here, et cetera. But because Google thought they were good enough to have head much to the top of the local pack, they're doing something right, right? We
Yeah.
have to admit that. The results spoke for themselves. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll through here and see if they have, there it is. Greenville County, South Carolina. They're using local terms. They're using the name of this county, and which is incidentally the name of the biggest city in the county. And then they have a map here. It's Google's map. That's good. Let me
Okay,
see
so
if
it's
there's
good to have
also,
a map on your site?
yes and no. Now, it's good in the sense that it orients your users to the area that you're in, if that's relevant.
Okay.
However, in this case, I'm not going to say that it's that great because it's a distraction, right? Why is this here? And where even am I?
Yeah.
Oklahoma City. I'm not in Oklahoma City. I'm about 1,000 miles away from Oklahoma City. So they've obviously done something here. They didn't program their map correctly. It's Oklahoma City. We're not in Oklahoma City. So
Okay.
that
So
was
if you
confusing.
were to do
Good point.
this on a Convert Lab site, like our sites, can you look at my site?
Absolutely. I was waiting for you to ask. See,
Okay. Because
you already,
I don't know about this.
you don't know about what?
This like title tags, all this stuff.
Okay. Let's see. This is the correct site, correct?
Yeah. Here it is. Yeah.
Okay. So let's head into your source code and see what you got. Title: Oak Bay Clean, best cleaner.
So we should change it. It's perfect.
Perfect, because well, let me ask you this. Where is your service area?
Well, it's in Victoria, BC, but Oak Bay is a neighborhood in Victoria, BC. So yeah, so we always, when you type in Oak Bay house cleaners, cleaning services, Oak Bay, whatever, we're like, boom, right up there on the local pack,
Then you're good,
obviously.
right? So
Well, I want
obviously
to be on the top of Victoria.
So if you want to, yeah, this could get a little complicated. Ask the question again, please.
So if I wanted to be like, I don't want to just be in my neighborhood, although it's a great neighborhood, but
Sure.
I would like to be on the top of the whole like capital regional district.
Then you are going to have to put in a lot more Victoria related keywords where it matters.
I
Okay.
see.
So Oak Bay Clean, your trusted Victoria cleaning service. You don't have Victoria in your title tag.
Exactly.
And let's see if you have an H tag, a header. Okay, you have there.
I got
it's
that.
there. You got that. Let's also check and see what type of verbiage is on the website. Okay, so you do have it in your, this is a style thing. It's not your title tag, but you do have it in pretty big letters right there on the head of the
Yeah.
top of the website. Exceptional cleaning services in Victoria, BC. That's great. Also, what I want to kind of give you applause, plaudits about is this whole thing right here. Like,
Yep.
Convert Labs knew what they were doing when they
Mhm.
designed this from a user interface perspective. There is no question as to whether or not, like, what am I going to do on this website?
Yep.
Oh, obviously, I'm going to put in my name, my email, and like pick my house. And this is what I love also. I sell clients this all the time. It gives you a quote
Mhm.
right there on the ever loving button.
Yep.
Do you know how rare that is?
I know. It's the whole thing. I know.
It's amazing. So the thing that really burns my grits, to use a Southern expression, the thing that really burns my grits about most cleaning websites and cleaning companies in general is the difficulty of getting a quote.
Mhm.
I'm just going to dwell on this for just a hot minute here because this is why it's so important to use a system like Convert Labs that just keeps it simple. What you have to do in order to get a quote is first you have to find their website, then you have to fill out a long ass form, including like your
Mhm.
address,
Mhm.
sometimes square footage. I don't know how many freaking square feet I live in. Just give me something simple. Your mother's maiden name and the last four of your social. And then you click the button and they're like, okay, we'll call you. If they call you, and that's a big if they call you, it's not right away, typically. It's like 3 or 4 days. And then they're going to ask you a bunch of questions. And then you go to get a quote? Oh, Lord, no. No, then they might want to come to your house. And then they have to go back to their office and do whatever they do in their office. And then will you get a quote? Maybe by that time, but you've already gone with a company that uses Convert Labs. And so it's irrelevant. So
I know.
that's what I know. I spent a lot of time just like harping on that, but this is really important because it's going to get into some SEO magic here too.
Oh, well, you know what? It's just old school sales. That's what that is.
It
That is like
is.
You got to get them on the phone. You got to do this. You got to, no, I don't want them on the phone. I don't like talking on the phone. It's a waste of time. Like, just give them the price right up front.
Exactly.
So if they can't
And
afford it, they can't afford it. Fine.
exactly. Yeah, you're not losing anything
Yeah.
by like roping them in. If it's that hard, just I don't have time for it. And look, I am just like you, Jen. I do not want to talk on the phone. Okay, so we have, I think, forcefully submitted our point on this. But here's why it's important for search purposes. Because the user, i.e., me, interacting with this website right now, I'm typing stuff in. I'm interacting on this website. And Google is looking at that. They're measuring that. They're looking at where I click, how long I click, where I scroll, how much I scroll, if I go to any pages. And the more engaging your website, that's increasing user satisfaction of the website. And that is one of the most critical elements about search engine optimization. Users happy website interact.
Okay.
And Google is also measuring something called dwell time. How long are we dwelling on this website? Well, you're welcome, Jen, because I'm dwelling on this website for a very long time. Okay, so another thing that Google is measuring is something called bounce rate. It has nothing to do with balls. It does have everything to do with what I'm going to click or not click. Okay, so if I were to go to Oak Bay Clean and then just like leave,
Yeah.
Google would take note of that. Okay, but if I go to Oak Bay Clean and then I'm gonna, it's really interesting. This is interesting. I'm gonna scroll and these are some engaging pictures, and I like that. Oh, this is nice. There's a child. I love kids. I read these cool things. I want to click more. So I'm going to go to services just for the heck of it, right?
But it's
Now,
kind of
Google,
loading up slow. Is that a problem?
that could be a problem, but let's bookmark that.
Okay.
I think we should look into that because it does affect how a user is going to interact with the website and kind of a big deal. So I have an app for that.
Okay.
The fact that I just clicked on services though has told Google something. It's told me that this website is nice. It's engaging. It made me want to click somewhere else. And so now I'm doing that. If I were to have gone to Oak Bay Clean and then just like noped out and closed that tab, Google would also take note of that. And they'd be like, yeah, that's a gauge of whether or not somebody is interested by the website, which tells Google this is an engaging website. We want to rank this more, or it's not such an engaging website. We should. But let's take a little side tangent to go to speed test. I'm just going to see what comes up here.
I've done
Let's
this before.
check my internet speed. Have you done this?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put it in Pingdom because I like Pingdom. Okay, your results. I am sorry, Jen.
A D.
You got a D.
D. First off, that's a C. 66 is a C plus.
Well, here's what we got. 3.52 seconds. It's a long time. So let me ask you a question though. If I were to tell you, oh, Jen, just go into WordPress and fix some settings so
Yeah.
you can compress all your images, would you be able to do that?
Yes, I could do that.
You could compress images. Awesome. Could you use a cookie-free domain?
I don't know
told you
what
to
that means.
go do it. Okay. Could you reduce DNS lookups?
I can do anything.
Okay, I love that attitude. But a lot of times, people are looking at this and like, I don't know, what does that mean? I'm sorry.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. So
Okay, how do I do it?
I'm not going to tell you how to do it.
Why?
I'm going to tell you what to do instead.
Oh,
The
okay.
learning curve for this, Jen, is enormous.
Okay.
People spend their entire careers learning about HTTP requests and making fewer of them. Okay. So what I would do if I were you is I would go on Fiverr. I would go on some website where you can hire people, Upwork or whatever they change their name to. Go there, hire somebody, get them to fix the things.
Okay.
50, $100.
Okay,
done.
yeah, that's worth it.
But so we don't end on a bad note here. Let's your response codes are good. Okay. You've got
It's
a
not
200.
good. It says okay.
But it's also green. All right. Okay, we've only looked at a couple of websites here. Let's look at a few more, but no, let's go searching a little bit more. Okay. Cleaning companies near me. Actually, let me get a lot of times people will use near me or they'll use voice search and they'll be like, find a cleaning company near me. However, a lot of times people also will use local keywords. Okay.
Okay.
So one of the cities that's close to me is called Greer.
Greer.
Companies in Greer. Whoops. Yeah. There. Okay. So let's look at what we got here. Businesses, good. There's the map that shows you where Greer is, and this is the local pack. The money. This is where everybody wants to be. Something that you should notice right off the bat is this. First of all, let's look at ArmPro. Okay. ArmPro is a commercial cleaning service. I did not specify in my search whether I wanted residential or commercial. So Google's just kind of being like shot in the dark. Here we go. We're going to give them a house cleaning and we're going to give them a commercial cleaning. So let's go to ArmPro because let's say I'm looking for commercial. Why did ArmPro get served up? Number one, because Google is trying to disambiguate my search intent. Basically, Google wants to know, what are you looking for, Daniel? Are you looking for commercial or are you looking for residential? So Google is now intuiting that I want commercial based on the fact that I just clicked on ArmPro. What I look at when I get to ArmPro, I want to go to their website, right? A lot of people will simply go to the website, but you've got to understand that people are also spending time on this.
Yeah.
What's here in the middle of the screen? There's all kinds of wonderful information here. And so many of the customers that I get, and I'll be getting phone calls on a daily basis. I'll get people booking my cleaning services on a daily basis. And they haven't even gone to my website. However, they have searched for me on Google and found me on Google. So that's why it goes back to what we talked about earlier, Jen. It's not just your website. It's your Google My Business presence.
Yeah.
So it is absolutely imperative that you claim your local business, that you get verified by Google.
Yep.
And then you build out your profile. Now, this is obvious stuff, but you said, tell me like I'm 10, so I'm doing
Oh, no. I mean, we've done a bunch of videos on like your Google business profile and how important it is to like fill it all out and update and like, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So I'm preaching to the choir here. That's
But no, we can talk about it here too, because we're talking about SEO and maybe we're just gonna hit some people who haven't seen any of our other.
No, and I think that's important. When we talk about SEO, people automatically think websites, blogging, whatever. No. Let's talk about search engine, which is Google, and so close to Google, which is Google My Business. So if you just optimize the heck out of your Google My Business profile, you can get leads all day long. You might not even have a website. So earlier when I was prepping for this call, Jen, I was doing all sorts of, variations on cleaning companies near me, cleaning companies, house cleaning, residential, Greer, Taylor's, all these suburbs. I was finding companies that don't have websites.
I've seen that too.
Okay. And that's
I'm like, how is this possible?
It's possible because they're just like, I don't know about websites. I won't have to pay for a website. I just want to do Google. Google's free. Google's cool. And they do it. And then boom, Google loves them back. So a website is, of course, I think it's very important. I'm not going to sit here as an SEO guy and say, don't worry about a website. But I do state that in order to emphasize the importance of your Google My Business profile.
Yeah.
Super important.
So people that don't have a website, but they have a Google business profile, when their clients find them, they're just calling them on the phone because that's the only
100%.
option.
Totally. Yep. And for a while, I was running local service ads. You familiar with those?
Yes.
And Google just tells you, hey, here it is. Here's the lead. Take it. It's $10. And I'm like, cool. But they didn't even see my website. The local service ads give those results that are so tailored to what you want and where you want it and when you want it. They're like, why the heck do I need to go to this guy's website? Google is giving me this information. I could just type in my message and be like, give me a quote. So I guess the big takeaway is Google My Business is freaking important. And having this profile there. And then, of course, once you have the profile, it's not one done and you leave it. You continually are kind of curating this, adding some pictures, making sure you get those reviews, which is hard because I don't like to ask people for stuff, but I have to because my business depends on it. Give me a review, ideally 5 stars. I will say I am not running anything paid right now. I don't spend a dime on leads. I'm not giving any money to Google or to Meta.
Nothing.
Nothing, not a cent, not a dime. Just because I scaled back. I'm doing 100% organic right now. And I get calls daily to my phone, my business phone. And of course, people hit my website as well. So it's possible to never pay for leads again.
Yeah, that's what I want to be. We want to be that. I mean, our Google costs are pretty low. Like we just do ads, Google ads, and they're pretty low, but it would be great to just be nothing.
Have you measured the biggest lead source for you? What is it?
It's organic.
Organic?
It's organic, yeah.
And have you measured the quality of the leads that you get from various lead sources?
We've noticed that when we do a Google local service ad, and those are pretty pricey, like those are like $30 a lead for us up here. We tend to just get tire kickers. Like it's just, they just want to know the price. And our prices are high for our area because we pay very well because we want to keep our cleaners. And so we ended up not running it. We have them running right now. We always go back and forth because sometimes we have gotten a couple of amazing clients out of that and it's made it worthwhile. But then it gets to be like, oh,
I know, totally relate.
yes,
So what about other lead sources like Angie
we don't
or
have that here.
paid
So
services?
in
Okay,
Canada, we
them?
have our sources are Google Local Services, Google Ads. We have Bark, but it doesn't really work here. We haven't
Mhm.
really, and then that's it. And then it's organic for us. I know in America, you've got like a buffet of,
And the quality is also like a buffet. It's horrific. Like Nextdoor and Angie and Bark and Home Advisor and Care.com and all those websites. I'm just gonna, nobody's paying me to say this or not say this, but I'm gonna say it. Those places suck.
okay.
I'm sorry. It's the quality of lead is horrific, number one. And that should be your main determiner right there. But also these companies, they prey upon you. Like
Yeah.
they would take every penny that you're willing to shell over to simply respond to an inquiry on their website, along with 5 other service providers that do the same thing. You have to pay $40 for that?
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'll just sit here with my nice little website and let people come to me.
Yeah.
I mean, marketing is all about, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. But successful marketing is letting people just come to you.
Yeah.
Like they want to get with you. They can't wait to like get on your list and meet you. You want people seeking you out, not necessarily you trying to make a lot of noise, because the people that are seeking you out are the people that are going to close and they're going to give you money and they're going to give you money every other week as you clean their house every other week. And that's invaluable.
Yeah.
And I look at leads like, sure, it's $30, for local service ads, but what's the lifetime value of that customer?
Yeah.
Several $1,000s. I mean, the thing is, do what works, right? And what works.
Yeah. Our organic traffic is like 70% or something, but we wanted 100. So I guess
Yeah, I get it. Which is,
we also have Yelp.
oh, Yelp. What do you do with Yelp?
We just have a listing.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. It's free to list on these websites, and that's good for reasons that I'll discuss later. Sorry, that's like really finger wagging. I'm not trying to preach. I'm just saying it's really good to have a presence on these websites that you don't have to pay for. I might as well get into it now. Okay. A
Sure.
big thing in local SEO is called NAP. Are you familiar with this, Jen? Okay.
That sounds like lingo to me, Daniel.
Prepare to have your mind blown. NAP stands for something. Stands for really simple: name, address, and phone number.
Okay.
Okay, so when you get into like the whole local SEO scene, everybody's going to be talking about NAP. Everywhere you go, it's NAP, NAP, NAP. And the word that you're going to hear in conjunction with NAP is NAP consistency. So everywhere you appear as a business on the internet needs to have the same name, address, and phone number, because Google is looking at that. And if it finds out that you are on, okay, let's see, let's just go and the Charmed Nest LLC, that's their name. So everywhere that the Charmed Nest LLC has their business, it's going to need to look exactly like that. The Charmed Nest LLC, you'll be happy to know, is on 247 O'Neill Road, Greer, South Carolina. Okay, that is important because that's what Google has as the primary address for the Charm Nest LLC. Now, if the owner, the proprietor of the Charm Nest decides to have a listing on, let's say, Nextdoor, if they type in O apostrophe Neil Road, that is not consistent with what's here. And that matters. That listing that they now have on Nextdoor is not going to be as valuable because it lacks name consistency because of the apostrophe.
Okay.
That's how anal Google is about this stuff. The point that I'm trying to make is obviously consistency. Consistency all across the board on your name, address, and phone number. Those 3 elements are what needs to be consistent.
Okay.
So if your business moves or if your location changes, you're going to need to scrub all of your old listings from the internet and revise them with your new address.
And
So
there's a tool that you can use. I've done it before. I can't remember what it was though, where it shows you like all your, because I know we have this problem
yeah,
where it's
I'm
not
not sure.
consistent.
If you figure out what that tool is, please add it to the
It's
show
like
notes. White Spark,
Is it SEMrush? Is that like a thing?
SEMrush is a very big thing. Yeah, that's a SEO tool. They may do that. I've used SEMrush a lot. I've also used Ahrefs. They're a good tool.
And
But
it's
yeah,
like, it lists like a billion of these local service websites that you could be listed on. And
yes.
and then if they match, and if you, and it'll point out you have the wrong address, wrong phone number, wrong this, blah blah blah, missing out on this. But it has you like, it's like you should be listed on Alibaba, or you should be listed on like these, like, I'm like, okay, well, we're not doing that.
It doesn't hurt though, because
Okay.
not that people in China are searching Alibaba with frenetic intensity to find your cleaning company in Victoria, BC. That's not happening. But Google is crawling all over the internet looking for more mentions of your business. And the more mentions that you have of your business, the better likelihood you have of ranking wherever you are, whatever you do. So those citations, I guess you can call them, all over
Yeah.
the internet, build up your credit. A lot of times websites try to keep everything in their own little ecosystem. Okay, so like on Yellow Pages, if you click on Oak Bay Clean, it's going to take you to the Yellow Pages entry for your Oak Bay Clean. It's not going to take you to your website, unfortunately.
Right.
Now, many websites, many of these ecosystems obviously do allow you to go externally and to go to your website. And then that gets into the whole world of link building. And the more links that you have linking back to your website, the better. You want that. And I started my career in SEO in the shady backwaters of the internet, where we were selling people links. Okay. Really shady. Do not recommend. Not a good tactic. I got out of that, thankfully. But people would pay $5,000 to have a link from, say, Forbes.com linking to their website.
Would that be good?
That would be pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it depends on your industry, of course.
Yeah.
So one thing that Google is identifying is, well, what are these websites that are linking to you? If it's all Alibaba-esque websites, it's not necessarily really good. But if it's what's a newspaper in your area? Jen?
Times Colonist.
Okay, so if you get mentioned in there and they get a link and it goes to your what, you, that's nice. Yeah, that's your local area. That's the buzz. Or say, you join the Chamber of Commerce in your local area and you're like, oh, this is cool. Now we're in your directory of your area. It's going to link to you. That's nice. That
Okay.
type of thing. So the more links you have, the better. But it's a two-edged sword. Because if you get a bunch of crappy links to your website, Google's going to be like, you're a crappy website.
Right.
And that it doesn't happen as much, but it used to happen with some frequency, where websites would collect a bunch of crappy backlinks and then Google would actually de-index them, which means they yeeted them out of the search engine. And this happened to a client that I had. They were like, they thought, hey, we're going to do something really cool. We're going to have all the mom bloggers. This was in the heyday of mom bloggers. We're going to have all the mom bloggers like write a little blurb about us and link to our website. But all those mom bloggers, no offense, they had crappy websites with very low rankings. And Google was like, you're out. We vote you off the island. And they got de-indexed. So that means people couldn't search for them. So that's a big old thing where you got put in Google's penalty box. But yeah, you want links, but don't go indiscriminately chasing up all crappy links. There need to be some quality links, like
Okay.
Chamber of Commerce, your local newspaper, etc. Where do you want to go from here? I can keep showing stuff.
Yeah. Well, what else should we? Okay, so we've got those title tags.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Google Business Profile. We've got getting listed on other sites that are
Yep.
repeatable.
Yes, and the NAP consistency is a big thing.
NAP
So
consistency.
name, address, and phone number, having that consistent across all of those other profiles that you create online.
And spending the time fixing them. I will try to find the listing thing that.
Yep. And I'm just going to throw up a list of things that are going to help you rank.
Okay.
So when it
Let me
comes
see.
to SEO,
Go ahead.
this is going to be really important. And we've talked about all these things. I just kind of want to sum them up, right?
Yeah.
You need to have, this is like, I'm going to put this at the top of the list, a robust Google My Business profile.
Right.
a lot of people struggle. Have you faced this where people are like, it's not verified, I'm not verified yet, I'm trying to get
Yes,
verified? Is that a big
yes.
issue? How do you
We have
how do
faced
you
it with the
advise people
company
on
that we're
this?
trying to open in Vancouver. It's just easier if right now it's easier if you are in the city.
Mhm.
Because you can't use, like, we've tried a co-working space, we've tried like we can't get this one company verified. We had it verified for a little bit when it didn't have an address because it was under our other company, but then we put the address in because we weren't showing up on the business results, and then we put the address in and it was like, no, that's a co-working space, you're out. And we're like, fuck.
No. Yeah, it's crazy, like, that Google doesn't like co-working spaces?
I
Come
like, what's your
on.
problem, Google?
This is 2024. We
And
do
all you
co-work.
people work from home, like, what?
I know. I work from, we don't have an office. Come on, let me have my house and eat it too. Sucks, sucks.
Yeah, it's bad.
So you're still waiting for that to get verified by Google?
I don't know what we're gonna do. We're getting busy now here in Victoria with our original company, so like it's kind of just been tabled. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we got verified for our local company. That was not a problem. So
And I'm just going to throw this out. This may help, this may not help, but I have been working with local businesses a lot to get them verified. And my friend and I started a company to help businesses do this very thing, get verified on Google, local businesses, obviously. And here's the number one most successful thing: persistently replying to that email from Google Help, whatever, and just sending them an email every freaking day. Because once you get an email from them that says, "Hey, we need a few more things, tell us," reply to that. That
okay.
email is your solution relentlessly. And so I would set my daily to-do list was like, mess with Google again, send them another email, send them another email, send them another email. And because there were real people doing that, it wasn't like I had a vendetta against any individual there, but there's real people looking at that email and they're like, "Jeez, this guy again? Let's just go ahead and verify him." They just got
Yeah.
so exactly. So obviously there's a bunch of stuff they have to check all the boxes. But after a while, we just found that you get that email from Google, they say, "We need something else." You email them every day. Email them every day, saying, "Verify me, verify me, verify me, verify
Okay.
me."
That's good.
Worked
Good to know.
several significant times. So Google My Business, super important. Own that, dominate it, optimize the heck out of it. And then of course, along with that, but I'm going to make it its own like bullet point, is get reviews. We talked about that. And this is about SEO, but it's also about your Google My Business profile, because it matters. It matters. Google is going to look at that.
And you have
And
to
then,
reply to the reviews, right? Saying thank
yes, of
you.
course, obviously, you're like, we love you. You're our
Yeah.
favorite person in the
Yeah.
world.
And we
Thank
do.
you for reviewing us. The reviews, I tell people that reviews are priceless. They are literally priceless. You cannot put a price on them because they are so valuable for so many reasons. I've had people reach out to me and they say, the reason I called your company is because of this particular line in this particular review. I think somebody said, like, I felt like I got a new oven. Okay. And a client was like, I want a new oven. And it was that line. And now we're cleaning her oven every other week. So
Oh, that's good. That's really good. Yeah. And
reviews.
it's not just good reviews that are helpful. It's also bad reviews that are
Mm,
helpful because the way you reply to them shows your professionalism. It
love
shows
it.
like what you tried to do to remedy it. Like that is your chance to qualify what happened here, even though I hate them.
I know.
But Vicky's always
The
like,
bad
no,
review.
good reviews are good or bad reviews are good because it shows you're a real company.
Yeah. So how have you dealt with negative reviews, Jen?
I have had heart attacks, and then Vicky is just like, nah, let's go, let's go. And so she'll like we've had a couple bad reviews where it was like we had someone like give us a bad review because our VA who answered the phone could tell that this person was like she knew that they were lying about the square footage of their house,
Mm.
and they were. It was an 8,000 square foot house, and she was saying it was a 2,000 square foot house. And then she goes, and so then Anne's like, well, I can see from your listing, it's an 8,000 square foot house. So that's going to cost significantly more to clean than a 2,000 square foot house. And the woman was just getting like very agitated. And then finally, we just didn't I don't know what happened. I think it was probably just a bad customer service experience. And she went on Google and gave us 1 star.
Goodness. That's the
And
worst.
so then Vicky goes on and she's like, we're very sorry this happened. Um, you can see all of our pricing is available right here. Like you can go see. You don't have to call us. Basically, that's how she handled it. I don't know. How should she have handled it?
No, I'm just asking. This is the learning experience.
Oh,
Just
okay. Yeah, that's how she.
yeah. But if you get those negative reviews, that's kind of a good opportunity to be like, by the way, you're a loser. Not saying that, okay?
Yeah.
But telling people who are reading that review, oh wow, I see why that review is full of ishte and why this company is doing actually a good job. So a one-star review can actually be
Oh
a
yeah,
five-star review.
I
So,
think so too. Yeah. And we had one who was like, she stole our salad dressing.
oh my goodness.
And the review was just like all lowercase, like just like no, like just like this rant. And it was like, okay, what?
I don't know what to say. I've never heard that before. This is the first. I didn't know that that was even going to be a thing on this phone call today, that we were going to talk about stolen salad dressing, but here we are talking about stolen salad dressing. I'm looking at a review now on a company's website, the Charm Nest. Incidentally, we're not looking at it on the screen, but somebody says, I was expecting quality, and what I received was beyond disappointing. Withering one-star review. But I take that as a fairly clear thinking individual in my right mind, and I see, okay, there are 35 reviews, 28 of which are 5-star. So this person who left a withering 1-star review is not going to rock my world
Right.
and dissuade me from contacting the Charm Nest LLC. Because number one, it's the quantity issue. There's more 5-stars than there are 1-stars. But also, can you give me some details on that?
Yeah.
Like, it's great if you're using like these severe pejoratives like beyond disappointing. What does it actually mean?
That's the whole review? Doesn't say anything else?
I was expecting quality, and what I received was beyond disappointing. Full stop. End of review. So if they went on to say Claudia was rude and left poop on the living room floor
Yeah.
and tore my curtains down and stomped on, there's some significant substance there, but there's no substance to this review.
Yeah.
So could be a disgruntled competitor. Who knows?
Yeah.
By the way, don't do that to your competitors.
Don't.
The people at the top are collaborating. People at the bottom are competing.
Yeah.
And there are few things more despicable and subhuman than leaving a negative review for your competitor. Like, this is the category of people who don't return shopping carts to the car corral. You don't do that. Okay. Just do right. Be kind. Be
Mhm.
good.
Mhm.
It'll come back in business karma.
It
Trust
will.
me. It will. So the third thing is consistent naps. Take consistent naps and do consistent naps, name, address, phone number, and then you need to provide a good user experience. And that's what I really like about your website, is that like it's fun to look at. There's nice pictures. It's easy to scroll. The color scheme is very it's relaxing. It makes me like, yeah, I want my house to be like this. And
Yeah.
I can almost smell a vanilla scent as I'm scrolling. It's pleasant. So you want to give your users a very good experience, because the experience that they have on your website it sets the tone for the experience that they're going to have throughout the course of their journey as a customer. And
Correct.
that needs to, it sets the stage. And then time. Okay, so
Oh,
SEO, it's the long game. Nobody, and working in the SEO industry for 15 years, I always get the question from, CMOs and CEOs, how long is it going to take? How long? Everyone was, how I'm sorry, I don't know. I mean, I would tell them a time just because I kind of got to know how Google works and the indexing process, but it's always changing. But the people who are winning at the SEO game are people who are doing it for a long time. Their website has age and patina and terroir. It's like a
it
fine
takes a long
wine.
time. It's
Yeah, it
like
takes a long time.
a thing we found that a thing you can do if you're in it's harder if you're in a huge city that has a ton of competition, but if you're a smaller, like a suburb or a smaller city, if you can get on the front page of Yelp really quickly. And once you get on the front page of Yelp, then you will end up on the front page of Google, at least like someone can get to you through there, right?
Nice.
Say top 10 cleaning companies in your city and
Totally.
you're there. And that was the first thing that we got was that.
The
Because
Yelp
our friends,
list.
like we didn't show up forever.
How long?
Forever. I don't know. It seemed like a long time, but I wasn't checking it. Like it was just we had when we first started, it was like Rohan and Kevin had said, you're not going to show up on the front page of Google. Like give it a year. Like give it don't even like worry about it. Just get on Yelp. We started contacting realtors. That became like our thing was contacting all the realtors, letting them know we're here, giving them a discount code. And then it was like word of mouth, and then it just started working. And then we're always updating Yelp. We're always updating our Google business profile.
Yeah.
Always.
Those are, it's what you did is so um like imitation worthy because you
Mhm,
kept really simple
mhm.
and you were patient. And something that I just feel for people who are running local businesses is they're running local businesses a lot. And there are so many marketing tactics out there. And so they're chasing this shiny ball on TikTok. They're chasing the shiny ball on Instagram Reels. They're chasing the shiny ball. And you're like, I'm sorry, but you just need to kind of calm down and focus on one thing.
Yep.
And that's what you guys did. And look, you're $1 million company, killing
Yep.
it. So
Yeah.
that's the way to go. I really want to kind of leave a warning here against the shiny ball syndrome. It can be so tempting. Oh, there's a new like social media tactic, and you can guarantee that I'm gonna have frothing at the mouth customers in 20. No, just go ahead and just optimize your those that hour that you spend on that new social media tactic would be better spent spiffing and spit polishing your Google My Business profile.
Or emailing realtors. Like
Exactly. Just
these
going out
people
there.
answer the phone. Like they're the only people. Like if you text a realtor, call a realtor, they will answer the phone. And they are always looking for reliable cleaning companies. They're
Yes,
they can be a real pain in the ass. Okay? They definitely can. But we have excellent realtors that we got from our first round of emails back in June 2021 that we still work with all the time.
that's amazing.
And
That
that
is so.
costs nothing.
So the second week I was in business, this is just story time. Second week I was in business, this realtor calls me, Keller Williams, broker. I answer the phone.
Yeah.
Really, really small thing. I answered the phone.
Yeah.
And because I answered the phone, I got business.
Mhm.
And several $1,000s later, I am glad I answered the phone. It surprised me how low the bar was for like getting into business.
Mhm.
If you answer the phone, you are miles ahead of your competition. It's just that whole, adage about shutting up.
Our first client was a realtor who found us through Yelp, and we answered the phone, and she said, "I'm booking you. You're the first people to answer the phone. I called 5 companies before you." And that's where we
I-
were on like the Yelp page, right?
yes, it's answering the phone. So easy, but it's put you miles ahead of the competition and you have customers because of it. It's kind of fun just kind of watching the money roll in, you
I know.
know?
My God.
It's
Yes.
yes,
And being in charge of yourself.
it's fun. It's like fulfilling. I know it can be a drag and there's really hard spots, but on the flip side, it's kind of nice to have a local business
It
and to
is.
be connecting with local people
Yeah.
in your city and to be hiring local people
Yep.
and giving back to the economy. It just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it sounds a little warm and fuzzy, but it just feels good to have that
You need
experience.
to have the good feelings because it makes it like it keeps you going. Because if it was
Mhm.
just shitty,
Who wants to do that? It's a
8
waste
hours
of your
a
life.
day or whatever. Yeah, no, it's so good. And it's like we have people that we've had from the beginning, they're still with us. It's like you know them, they know you, they get to know the cleaners. They're like, we had a cleaner who was like ended up taking it was an elderly client and she would take her to the movies.
Oh my goodness.
And we just found out about this like she'd been doing it for like 6 months. She's like, "Oh, yes, I take her to I'm like, "What?"
I love that.
And she was like a difficult client, difficult, like very, you know. She's like, "Oh no, that's just how she is. It's okay. We get along great."
It speaks to the necessity of pairing your
Yes.
client with the right cleaner. And that, yeah,
Yeah.
that's I love that story. When I'm feeling sad, sometimes I'll go and I'll read our reviews.
Me too.
Because
I do too.
like, oh, it feels so good, you know?
Because we
Got me
have
out of
some
my
reviews
seat in
that
the
are like
second this week.
absolutely perfect. Like
Yeah.
they exactly get what our business is and like what we offer. And they even like point out, yeah, they're more expensive, but like this is what I get.
Mhm.
So it doesn't matter that I'm paying extra 20 bucks or whatever. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That you can't put a price on that type of thing.
I wish we
And
could pin a review because I would pin it.
yes, that would be great. But
Yeah.
instead, you just
Google.
screenshot it and post it on your Instagram stories or something like
Yeah, we
that. And
do
then
that.
pin it on Instagram. And we had a client and she was from this exclusive neighborhood. Um, and so I paired a cleaner with her that I knew would be really good. And they spend the whole time cleaning together. this elderly client and the cleaner just talking about everything. And, I realized that people, that client in particular, they work with us because we're nice people
Yeah.
and because they're kind of lonely and
Mhm.
because they want that in their life.
Yep.
And the fact that they get a clean home is just icing on the cake.
Yep.
It just makes you kind of see things from a totally different perspective. Yeah, we're in the business of cleaning houses, but we're also in the business of making relationships and doing good on what we say and establishing that trust and that rapport with people.
Mhm.
So that's probably why I like it, because it's a people business. You're helping people. So I love it.
So have we got it all? Is there anything else we should have touched on?
I kind of talked out of SEO. Like it's a lot of people tend to get a little bit scared because it's like this black box. They don't understand how it works, and they think it has to do with these, dark magic and secret codes and coding or HTTPS, and they're like, "What is this?" It's really kind of simple. Just give Google what Google wants, which is Google My Business Profile, and then make that website nice as you possibly can.
How do you
Um,
get Google Business Profile to show how long you've been in business? Because I can't, like, I don't know. Because some of them will say like 7 years in business.
oh, I see. Yeah.
Do you know
I
if
mean,
there's like,
you can't, other than just obviously filling that information out,
I
date
did?
founded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to depend on what they think that the user wants to see.
Interesting.
So if the content, you can't turn it on or off. Google selects whether or not it's going to show that.
That's
And
annoying.
it is annoying, but you can't, I mean, you can't control Google like that. The whole thing is they are continually changing. It's a machine learning algorithm, so it teaches itself. And it's learning by what people are querying and what people are clicking on and the people around you and your neighbors and what did Betty over on 4th Street do when she searched for the same query last week. There's a whole jumble of things that go into whether or not it's going to show you particular information. Even the reviews that it shows, like you can't
Yeah.
control, like you said, you want to pin a review, but you can't. Google is continually cycling through those, and a lot of times they want to show 2 positive reviews and 1 negative review when they surface that information. So unfortunately, and that's another thing to just keep in mind is that we've been talking about SEO for an hour and peppered in with anecdotes and lovely tales of woe, but Google owns that. That is a Google channel. You don't own that channel, so you are at the mercy of Google.
That's
And that's
right.
why years ago people were like, "Oh no, I got penalized. My site got penalized by Google, and I fell off the search engine, and now I have no leads." And I'm sorry, it's just how it goes. You are at the mercy of Google. So it speaks to the need to, hey, just do other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the realtors, pick up the phone,
Yeah.
do the things.
Yeah. Yeah. You are at the mercy of Google. I'm always very polite to all my AI. So like when I'm on ChatGPT, I'm always very polite to it. I say, thank you. Good morning. When I talk to Siri, I'm very nice to Siri, just in case.
Yeah. I think that you're putting out good energy too, and you'll get good energy back.
They're going to keep track. I know they are. They're going to be like crows. Okay. That's going to be the AI. All right. Well, okay. So Daniel, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Daniel of
Thank you.
Greenville, South Carolina.
Yes,
Awesome.
it was a pleasure. Thank you so much, Jen. See you on the flip side.
Okay. So now we're saying goodbye for real.
I think so.
Okay. All right. Yeah.